Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Voltron Army Podcast. This is
Woo!
Grimmeth, and I'm conducting a one-shot interview with fellow Voltron Army member and Let's Player Huw Dawson.
It's a good
Huw,
job this is one shot as well because we've only got 15 questions.
actually, I have more than 15 questions.
Oh snap! You actually wow! You've discovered a secret cache of questions.
That's right, I added more questions. Huw, before we begin, this is just like a preliminary question. How are you doing
Yeah,
today?
I'm doing relatively
Fantastic.
okay. I'm doing cool, or as you Americans say, I have no idea what you Americans say. But in the Britain week, I'm just chilling out, so I'm cool.
Chilling out, maxing out, relaxing, all cool?
I would be playing some b-ball, but there are no 7.5 foot tall people in this country.
There you go. That's more to your advantage than you. How tall are you?
I'm only 6 foot for crying out loud. I'm not particularly tall.
Oh my goodness, you translated that into feet? Oh man.
We use feet in this country. We use miles and feet in this country.
What? That's silly.
But you're just also required to translate weights into kilograms, which is good because kilograms are more useful for certain way. Anyway, that's not the
No,
thing to
no,
talk
no,
about.
Hugh. I'm interviewing you, so feel free to expound upon everything. This is the time where you can fucking
Well, if
sit
I
my ass
expounded upon
down.
everything, if I expounded upon everything, we would be here for several hours, and your viewers would get very, very bored.
They're not
In
my
theory.
viewers. They're the Voltron Army, Hugh.
Then the Voltruers,
The
the
Voltronites.
yes, they're the Voltronites, and they will get bored.
So, this is your time to sit them down and say, at the very least, you could just sit my ass down. You're gonna have to listen to me, you son of a bitch!
Well, you can switch off the video now if they want. They can switch off the video, or whatever the hell they're watching this via. Space mech program. I don't even know.
Their space mech program, you.
Well, the Voltron's like a giant space mech, right? So space. If they're Voltronites, they've got a giant space. Well, let's move on because I'm just talking up my ass now.
I thought that you were gonna be doing that anyway, so it's not like us
Shut
moving
up.
on to a different question. Okay, you.
Yeah, hand the fall over.
On
Um,
your
right.
YouTube channel, you are Huw Dawson with a GH. However, in your dealings with the Voltron Army, you are Huw Dawson with a W. Which is the proper spelling, and why have you confused the people of the internet with your shenanigans?
Uh, it's the HUW one, and what was the other? Hang on, I'm familiar. Yeah, sorry. HUW, and I forgot my. Before I started doing any YouTube uploading, I used to have Huw Dawson HUW, but then I forgot the password when I wanted to start doing Let's Plays. Pretty much.
Oh.
It's. You,
I,
you,
I thought it was like a creative spelling of your name, which was Hughh. Oh.
no, HUGH is the English way of spelling it, HUW is the Welsh way of spelling it. So you get people like Hugh Grant. Not Hugh Grant. Who's the guy who plays House?
Hugh Laurie.
Yeah, Hugh Laurie. He's spelled H-U-G-H, but we have a newsreader in this country called Hugh Dennis, who spelled H-U-W because
I
he's
didn't
Welsh.
know that there was a Welsh way of Hugh and that was Huw. I've learned something
Yes.
today. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, you've managed to learn something on the podcast with me on it. What the hell's going on here?
Well, I expected that. I expected you to teach me all sorts of things. So,
That didn't that okay, in my vocabulary that didn't sound right. Anyway,
so Hughh then, that was just because you forgot your password.
yes. I'm sorry I couldn't give you a more creative answer to that.
Damn, that's pretty
Yeah.
depressing. You're a loser. Okay.
Well, maybe my account's been deleted now because it might have been because it was an inactive account. So if it was, then I get it back, but then I have to transfer all of my YouTube videos over again.
You don't have to. Just say fuck it, because you have so many videos and viewers anyway, I'm sure that
Oh, nearly 200 videos now, which isn't particularly much by like standards, but I'm an inherently lazy guy, so I don't upload
I
anywhere
hear
as
a
much as I
lot of
used to.
people are inherently lazy, Hugh. True story. Especially on the
Mm,
internet. I don't think that makes you a special snowflake.
shut up! I'm a special snowflake.
All right. Now, you have an avid interest in fighting games, and your
Yep.
pseudonym while interacting with similar folk is Fairly Sad Panda. This is
Yes.
also the name of your Twitch TV channel?
Yes.
Why did you name yourself Fairly Sad Panda, and why do you persist on confusing the internet with yet another nickname?
Well, for a start, Huw Dawson is not a nickname. Huw Dawson is my actual name. I am Huw. Like, seriously. So, Felix Panda is my nickname, or just Panda or FSP. Um, the nickname came from the fact that I didn't want to use my real life name. When I bought Street Fighter 4, which was my first fighting game, I didn't want to use Huw Dawson on Game Windows Live, which was what Street Fighter 4 on the PC was bundled with. And there was an icon. If anyone's got an Xbox, they'll know this. One of the default icons is of a panda, and combined the fact that me and my younger brother at the time were just throwing sad panda jokes back, that was just a really common line. Me and my younger brother, both gamers, were just throwing at each other randomly, like, oh, I just got headshotted in TF2. That makes me a sad, etc. And so I decided to go for Sad Panda, which didn't obviously had been taken. Quite Sad Panda, really Sad Panda, somewhat Sad Panda didn't fit, and I finally managed to settle on Fairly Sad Panda FSP, which worked really well, and I've used it ever since. The reason my Twitch TV name is that rather than Huw Dawson is because before I started streaming, I primarily spent most of my time on Twitch watching fighting game streams. So I registered my account as my fighting game name. That's why if you go onto one of Jeff's streams and see me moderating, you'll see my name is Fairly Sad Panda when I'm obviously not referred to that by Jeff when he says, "Hey, Huw, start banning people," or whatever.
So, why
Long
did you feel
story.
comfortable enough to share your real name with people on YouTube and not in fighting games?
Uh, I've always, ever since, like, I was on the internet early, right? About 1997, 1998. When I was about 7 years old was when I first was on the internet, but not like I didn't have access to a computer 24/7 back then. The first time I had that was like I was 11 or 12, and pretty much since I just started, I never really got the reason why people used handles like Grimmeth or well, Jeff uses his name, but it's one F Jeff rather than Jeff Major. Although his name is Jeff Major, never mind.
Yeah.
But I just used my real name because I never really got what people use. I understand why now because it means you can call yourself Spartan. I'm a Spartan like those Halo guys. But back then, I just referred. I spent my first 6 years on the internet in the Warhammer community, pretty much, and that was just a few forums I was on. I was always called that. Um, so yeah, but when I went on to Game Windows Live, I decided to make a break. I was like, you make a break from your nickname. I mean, there's probably people out there who have different nicknames on every single service they're on because they want to be they like shedding names or having names associated with one particular service. Um, and the other reason is, and this is why this is why the competitive gaming scene is so interesting, is the fact that you very rarely see people using their real life names in fighting games, in StarCraft. You never see that. You see people referred to occasionally by their first name, or if they're very, very good, you eventually get to the point where people refer to them as their real name. But most of the time, you're referred to as names like there's an American player, a fighting game player on on the East Coast of America called Sanfrax, for example, whose real name is Sanford Kelly, so Sanfrax. And there's some other guys like Puerto Rican Balrog, which is pretty much where he came from and what character he plays. So when when I played fighting games, I knew that. So I decided to go for the same sort of thing rather than just being Huw Dawson on Game Windows Live. Also, because I wanted a nickname which was just Sad Panda, so whenever I lost, I could say, that makes me a sad, sad panda.
Oh,
True
oh,
story.
oh, 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 oh.
The funny thing is, I've never seen the South Park episode with that sad panda in. I've seen the clip. I have never seen the episode. I don't even watch South Park. I
I.
hadn't even. I never
Oh,
saw that
I guess
episode.
there is an episode of South Park with that in it.
Yeah,
I didn't even think of it. I guess there is,
yeah.
yeah.
The
Alright.
funny thing is, having a nickname like that, it's a great shield, because people don't usually take you seriously, and they get and it means that it means you can get away with a bit of trolling occasionally, and it also means that you get to laugh at yourself when you die. Especially a game like, for example, I own Modern Warfare 3 on the 360. And if you're the person who's being killed last on a Call of Duty match, you get a last kill feed. And if the guy who's being murdered is called a fairly sad panda, then I personally think that makes me laugh because it's like, oh, a sad panda is being killed. Me, it doesn't matter. It's a sad panda. It's a way of having
That's
fun.
a mean streak of animal cruelty there, Hugh. Shame on you.
Yes, murder those pandas.
Okay.
Eat their meats.
So why did you start engaging in the Let's Play hobby, Hugh?
Let's playing
Yeah, when?
Jeff Major. To be blunt, I was playing Dwarf Fortress, um, and I somehow stumbled across one of Jeff's videos when I was playing Dwarf Fortress. I think I was looking for a Dwarf Fortress Let's Play because I wanted to see how the game played, and Jeff was the first actual Let's Player who referred to his games as Let's Plays. I previously, and I still am, subscribed to a man called Darkside Phil, who is a console basically Let's Player from Connecticut who yeah, he's not the best guy, but I watch a lot of his stuff most because I've had a habit really more than anything. But Jeff was the guy who exposed me to Let's Plays, and after Jeff, I watched like all of Jeff's videos for quite a long time. When he put out not quite as many videos as put out currently, and games I'm a bit more interested in, like Dwarf Fortress. And after a while, I decided, hey, this looks really fun. I'll pick it up. So I started Let's Playing Discworld Noir, and pretty much following that, in an attempt to make people realize I was actually playing a game, because I don't like playing when nobody's watching. I joined the VA TeamSpeak one time, and it's pretty much been like that ever since. So, true
Oh,
story.
okay.
That's my VA. That's my extremely boring and like fanboyish TeamSpeak. Oh, Voltron Army life in a nutshell. So, follow the VA since it's in foundation. Follow the TeamSpeak since it's foundation. So yeah.
All right. Now, Hugh, for someone who enjoys Let's Plays, you really haven't done much with the hobby in close to 2 years now.
Yes.
Why aren't you doing more? You can't tell me it's
I
because of lack of time, because you have a lot of free time
um
right now to do this, so what gives?
I spend far too much time gazing at the wall random. The best way of putting it is I just don't focus on doing anything with my life. I spend a lot of time. I spend all of my time watching Let's Plays and watching YouTube, especially reading internet forums, which is my big vice, and spouting idiotic opinions on internet forums is pretty much my main hobby. Um, so it's a good
That's
hobby.
right. I
It's
noticed, I think last year, that you had an internet blog where you were sharing your political opinions.
oh yeah, I used to run a political blog. I don't anymore, mostly because politics is retarded. But as a guy who's doing a degree in politics, politics is retarded and is much less interesting and fun to talk about than video games. So I currently maintain time to time a video blog. Sorry, not a video blog, a gaming blog. But the problem with Let's Playing is if you're not going to do it in a pattern, you'll end up falling behind. And if you fall behind, you'll just not want to play anymore because you're out to, you've got to play. The thing about Let's Playing is,
What's
unless you're
my
playing,
pattern?
your pattern is unless your computer explodes, you put out a video every day. And or enough
Mm,
videos over the course of a week that you essentially put out one every day. There's always a video in my inbox from a guy called Grimmeth R who's playing some random Japanese game of life game with a web, and there's always something to watch. Same as Jeff. Jeff does most of the time. Jeff has got a video out there. 52 videos a year, at least more than that. But essentially, it's 52 videos a year because most people on YouTube only really watch one video from one guy a day, unless they're
Really?
you
Where
know,
are you pulling that information out of?
well, well, that's a good point. I mean, that's my experiences of it. I don't really watch a long string of videos from somebody. I say, oh, such and such has made a video. I'll watch that. But if see someone's put out a long series of videos over the course of one day, so they put out 12 videos, I only really watch one or two because the rest is still going to be the same sort of general thing. That's why I spreading out my EU3 stuff. That's what I found is a better way of getting putting out content, a good amount of content slowly is always better than putting out all your content at once and then having to go make even more videos and on content a treadmill when you're getting diminishing returns each time you put out a video. In my opinion,
Okay.
Grimmeth.
Okay. Okay. It's interesting here. So, getting back to why you don't do like more Let's Plays, it's not
Oh,
because of that. It's because you're lazy.
I'm lazy.
Okay.
That I could have. Yeah, laziness is yes. I've been doing Let's Plays for 2 years, and the only one I've ever finished was Discworld Noir,
Yeah.
and that took me 2 years, or like 1.5 years.
Okay. Okay.
So a bit ridiculous.
Starting at the end of this sentence, you have 1 minute to list your favorite childhood games. Go.
Popular at the beginning, Caesar free, Grandia, PS1 version. The rest of the games made by the people who made Caesar free, so Pharaoh and Zeus Master of Olympus, Emperor Rise of the Middle Kingdom. The Crash Bandicoot games, all those on PS1, not the PS2 ones. Even Crash Bandicoot, which isn't particularly great, but it's still a fun game. A few games on the SNES. I wasn't really much of a SNES guy. That's pretty much it, actually. I didn't have a great variety. Oh, Longbow and Longbow 2 for the PC, made by James Cron.
Longbow. What's
Longbow,
that?
yeah. It's an American helicopter, and you played. It was like it was a flight simulator, which I played on keyboard. And it was the best.
Okay.
Made by the people who make the combat books or something. Jane's Longbow Simulation. I can't remember the exact name, but it was a fun game, really fun flight sim.
So why haven't you made
tanks.
LPs of those aforementioned games? You have the technology and the time, Huw. Come on.
I don't own some of them anymore. Instead of Caesar free, I did Emperor Rise of the Middle Kingdom, which I regret now because I don't like that game as much as the Caesar free. Populous has been on my back burner for a long time. I'd love to play it, but I've just never sat down and started playing it. I've tried. I actually tried making a Populous video in the past, but I just was like, it wasn't a very good video, so I didn't really try again. I've streamed Crash Bandicoot 2. Oh, I forgot to mention Discord Noir. Bugger. Discord 1, 2, and 3. Well, not 3, but Discord Noir. They're my free. I'm doing adventure games. I'm an idiot. You've got Discord Noir 1, 2. Discord 1, Discord 2, Discord 3. Day of the Tentacle. Sam and Max.
I said you had 1 minute here. What are you doing?
Shut up. In Indiana Jones: The Fate of Atlantis. I've completely got those. They also were in there, so. I wasn't. It's like I didn't have access to a ridiculous glut of games as a kid. I just didn't. So,
Okay.
that's pretty much it.
So, speaking of Discworld Noir, which you think that's your favorite game, isn't it?
Yes, my favorite game of all time is Discworld Noir.
So you have an
Fantastic
interesting
setting.
story regarding that, right? Something about Terry Pratchett's agent?
Yeah. So I'm doing Discworld Noir, Let's Playing it, and on all my videos I'm rambling, as I want to do, as you might have noticed. And one of these rambles there, I was thinking aloud during the game, who actually owns the rights to this game, because I know the story of Discworld Noir's publishing is pretty sad. It was made by I can't remember which studio made it, Psychognis published it though, who are sadly deceased now, I'll get on to that in a second. But it was made, it had, good production value for the time, very good game, released it in Europe, and then the publishers who were publishing the game went bankrupt. The American publishers, went bankrupt, and that brought down the entire company, of which Psychognis and the producers were a part of, brought that entire thing down. So that company went completely bust 2 weeks after the English and European release. Now, Infogrames bought the rights to distribution of the game, which was a temporary license, and so they released a gold version in Europe a little later. But that's the reason why the game never got ported to the United States, like the first two Discworld games. And the fallout to all this was the fact that it turned out nobody owned the license to this game. But I'd asked this question in the video, and I'd asked my viewers, do you know? Do you not know if? Because my theory was Atari owned it, the current Atari. Does anyone here actually know the answer? And I get a YouTube comment on the next video saying I don't, because I pretty much set on the idea I think Atari owns the rights. I get a comment from Atari doesn't own the rights to Disco Noir. Here's my email address. We can talk about this via email. And so I email the guy, and he sends me an email back and explains that he's Terry Pratchett's agent. And I'm thinking, no way in hell. So I go research Terry Pratchett's agent, and the email address checked out. And I was understandably blown away with this because Terry Pratchett is my favorite author. And yeah, it was pretty awesome. He explained that they were in the process of signing the rights back from the publishers just before they went bust. The rights were being signed back from the developers over to Terry Pratchett. Then the company went bust, so that all fell through, which means the game's technically in legal limbo now. That's what he explained to me. And if pushed, Terry Pratchett and co. would probably have still the overall rights to it, but they don't really know the answer, and just wanted to clarify it, which I thought was really awesome. So that's the random story I have involving that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's a cool story. It's like the thing about agents is it's not a publishing agent is not the same thing as a agent for a movie. It's a different field. I mean. An agent who's really even an agent which works for a ridiculously high-profile author like Terry Pratchett isn't a big deal, or not. He isn't somebody who's a celebrity in his own right. Say, unlike in Hollywood, where an agent is pretty big deal because they're linked up to Keanu Reeves or whoever. This goes back to the point that our authors aren't rock stars, so Terry Pratchett's agent has a pretty, is I think is a company of like 3 or 4 people living 10 miles from Terry Pratchett's house, pretty much. So that's how that actually worked out in the end, which is pretty interesting.
All right. Dog, why are you barking downstairs? You are not a part of the podcast.
Hi, dog. Get cats, they're much quieter.
Yes, I'll tell my mom to euthanize her dogs and get right on that.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks,
Don't
Huw.
kill the dogs.
Yeah, Huw. Thanks for...
Just throw them into the ocean or something.
Once again, the master of animal cruelty right here, everyone, Huw.
I'm not a dog person, I fully admit this.
Okay. So...
I can hear it in the background, yeah.
Yeah. I guess I better go deal with that. Hold on, podcast.
No, it's fun. No. True story, bro.
And we're back. So...
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
It's in your imagination.
All right. Time
up.
for some viewer questions, Huw.
Oh no, this should be good.
The robot wants to know your opinion on the current economic and political situation in Russia. Would you care to share?
No.
All right.
Wasn't that question to Greece rather than Russia? I think I saw that question.
No, this question was from the robot, and it pertains to Russia.
I did it. Well, all right. I did a Russian political module last semester. It's an interesting old country, but I couldn't comment. There's like 20 billion Russians. If I said something nasty, they'd all come and murder me.
20 billion. The population of the world's like around 7 billion, right? 20 billion of them aren't Russian.
That's what the Russians want you to think.
Vladimir Putin is totally skewing the numbers, dude. Okay, I tried, folks. Halcyon asked, so if you were to go to Mars, would you prefer going by a rocket that has the usual risk of failure, or by a teleport that is guaranteed to destroy your body here and build an identical one over there?
Ooh, this is a good question. Because that's how teleporters work, right? Because the answer's obviously B. And here's you've asked me a really, really fun philosophical question because You can't even prove you're the same person you were 5 minutes ago. So why is the fact that a teleport destroys you any particular big deal? Because it doesn't make any difference to the guy who gets teleported over there if you were just annihilated. It doesn't make any difference. So why should you care about it? That's just my opinion.
I suppose if the teleporter is guaranteed 100% no take backsies to destroy your body here and build an identical one over there, then
Yep.
yeah, sure.
Because think about it, if you're just instantly vaporized, it makes no difference because you might well be getting instantly vaporized every single microsecond and exactly teleported exactly into the same position you currently are in. You would never realize. So what difference does it make?
But it's my body, and the teleporter might not rebuild it. They might attach my ass
Mate,
to my elbow or something.
Space Station 13 style. You now have arse face. Go deal.
Okay, F. Yukon asked what his opinions about MLG. And what is
Right.
MLG?
MLG is Major League Gaming, and it's a good question because I'm a fighting gamer, and that's a big question in the fighting game scene. My opinion is that as MLG, and I'm about to say a controversial opinion, so you might want to go and cry to your mothers in a second. MLG is a StarCraft 2 event, which essentially has other games at it. Um, because let's be honest here, when we say something like esports, we mean StarCraft 2. We don't mean any other game. They also have other games like League of Legends or occasional fighting games, but it's a StarCraft 2 event because StarCraft 2 is esports. So my opinion is I don't know because I don't play StarCraft 2. But my opinion also is I think that the fact they're going to be charging for pay-per-views in the future is bloody retarded because it's a gaming event, not WrestleMania. And if I want to see someone getting tombstoned, I tune into WWE. If I want to see somebody getting Zerg rushed, I can go watch a million videos on YouTube or on Twitch TV, or I can watch somebody commenting on a video of someone getting Zerg rushed on E Live, or whatever. I think that that's the wrong direction to go in. So, how about that for an interesting little opinion? I
Alright.
know, I know it's not. I know that's your special area, Grimace. So
Nope,
I
not
could,
my
yeah,
special area. You know, it's
yeah.
not relating to necromancy, so you totally
It's
got
not
me
related to
confused.
necromancy. It's not relating to shooting. It's not related to the ultimate evil or anything
Yes.
like
I
that. So
guess
I think
as
you're okay.
a segue question to that, what do you want on your tombstone, Hugh?
Ooh, on my tombstone, I would have no words, merely a rage face, which was just close enough.
I wouldn't have words either, just pepperoni and sausage.
Ooh, spicy, like a pizza. No, no, I'd have a rage face with like not the the Obama not bad face,
Yeah.
just that.
All right.
No, not even my name, just not bad.
Skull one
Or
three
or
two
uh,
asked if you had to choose a present-day nation to rule, then which would you choose and why? Also, what would be the first major course of action you were to take as the ruler of said nation?
that's a good question. Um, the Vatican City, right? Because
That,
that would
yep,
make me
that's
Pope.
legal, yep.
That would make me Pope. Then I would decree that every single person in the world must wear hot pants on Sundays. All right, all right.
So
Or
you
just
chose the Vatican
tiny
City.
mini skirts.
You chose the Vatican City because the ruler of that is Pope.
The
Yeah,
Pope,
yeah.
yes, is the
So
papacy.
that would be why, and then your first major decree would be
Tiny mini skirts. And if you don't know what I'm referring to, you are missing out on an excellent show. So I won't even say what I won't even say what the show is. I'm be dead secretive and
no, you're gonna
exclusive
be
like
one of
that.
those hipsters.
Yeah, one of those hipsters. I'm gonna reference the show and not even tell you what the show is. Just go Google like tiny, just in capitals. Not actually, that's a really bad idea.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What
Yeah, never mind.
the
Don't do it on a
I was
computer
about to say,
controlled
better
by
not put
somebody
that on
else.
fucking Google image search by accident. Okay. Ace Donis asked, what do you consider the currently most efficient solution for Europe's, particularly Greece's, monetary problems?
Christ, not a political question. I, there isn't one, so let's move on. There isn't one.
Yeah, but what do you consider the currently most efficient solution? What do you think
The
is the best
currently
course
most
of
efficient.
action?
All right. We're talking actual politics here. There are two current solutions which work both equally well. One is continual and unending bailouts until the American economy recovers, or second, and the American economy will then drag up Europe purely due to trade. Because the only reason we're currently in an economic bad situation is because the American economy is not recovering as quickly as the Europeans would like. Well, it's still not doing as badly as the Americans think it is, which is weird. The other one is to cut Greece loose from the euro, which is the smartest solution. But I don't want to say that because that would offend a hell of a lot of Greek people who would feel like that's pretty much screwing over their entire country. But in any case, let's move on because I don't want to talk about political questions.
Okay,
'Cause
then
I-
we'll go into some serious questions here then. Zombie337 asked, "Why you no pally Skyrim?"
I don't pally Skyrim because llamas have hats.
You've heard it here first, folks. Huw Dawson does not pally Skyrim because the llamas have hats.
Are you impressed?
All right, the
Are you
catfish.
not entertained?
the, the catfish asked, "Hugh, why you so sexy?" We are currently experiencing technical difficulties, everyone.
I hope that came through on the microphone. Did you hear the door slam?
Yeah, I heard that. I think that the recording will pick that up too.
I hope so. That's what I think of that question.
Thanks, Catfish, for providing that
Thanks,
moment for us. Okay. Now, anyone who interacts with you likely knows you're a fan of Dwarf Fortress. Would you mind
Yeah.
explaining to someone who doesn't like the game, me, why you think the game is worth your time?
Dwarf Fortress is worth your time because even with the steep learning curve, even with the obtuse in controls, occasional horrendously buggy nature, appalling balance, um, and other numerous downsides, it'll provide essentially infinite entertainment, even in its current form.
How?
And the more time it will provide because no matter what, your experience in Dwarf Fortress will always be random, interesting, and relatively unique. No two fortresses or two adventures are ever the same.
Isn't my
Different stuff
life like
happens to them.
that?
Well, your life is like that, but if you don't want to experience life and want to sit inside your home, which is warm and has nachos, and the life outside is cold, humiliating, and has other people in it, just play Dwarf Fortress.
My life is cold, humiliating, and has other people. Is that what I heard?
Yes, right. It's a simple calculation. One has computer games, the internet, and warm food. The other has rain, sleet, and snow, occasionally all on the same day if you live in the northwest United States, and it has other people, and the food is worse. So, Dwarf Fortress is an obvious solution.
Obviously, how can I argue with Hugh logic? Okay. Now, I think you answered this earlier, but is there any LP series you regret having started or attempting to start on your channel?
The Street Fighter 4 footage without having a decent camera.
And you said that Emperor Rise of the Middle Kingdoms earlier, didn't you?
Emperor Rise of the King's on there because I feel really bad in the fact that I won't be continuing it as far as I'm concerned until I showcase Pharaoh and Caesar Free and possibly Zeus Master Olympus. They're the four. They're all made by Impressions,
Yeah,
and
I own
they're the
those
four
games.
relevant. They're the four relevant city builders which aren't called SimCity, and they're all outstanding games in their own right. But the problem is, in my opinion, the best game is Caesar Free, followed by Pharaoh, followed by Emperor followed by Zeus. And I'm playing the third best game when I could be playing Caesar 3 and showing you why that game is amazing.
So when are you
Or I
going to
could
get
play
around to doing
Pharaoh.
that, Hugh?
When I own Caesar 3 and
Caesar
Pharaoh
3
again,
is
I
not
have
that fucking expensive. Oh my goodness.
I own it at home, but I'm at university now. Also,
Seriously,
I'm not
you've
sure how...
had so much time you spent at home,
I
and you
know.
can't remember to bring Caesar 3 with you.
Yes. See, I might well have it with me at the moment. I don't even know. Give me a second. Right, put on that tune the BBC play when they're currently off air. Give me a second. Or the changing rooms music. No, I don't have it here with me. I do have Majesty, though, which is a great game.
Wow, it takes me a lot longer to search through my CD library.
Yeah, my CD library is pretty much like a few CDs.
It's like even whenever I went to college, I just brought like an entire box that my college laptop came in, and it was all full of all of my CDs. So whenever I wanted something, they were all there.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be playing Caesar 3. The difference is, if I ever get over the habit of wasting huge amounts of my time doing Sweet Fanny Adams, I will play more Let's Plays.
Sweet Fanny Adams. I guess that's an eloquent way of saying fuck all.
Bugger all. Sweet Fanny Adams, which is basically it's just.
I have learned another
all.
new thing today. God damn it! I might as well be in fucking school, motherfucker. I'm done with that.
Well, I'm done with school in 3 months. Now I get to enjoy the wonderful world of adulthood unemployment.
That's right. Having a politics major, you'll be living in a cardboard box.
Degree.
Yep.
I'll be living in a cardboard box, but I'll have opinions. Damn it.
That's right. Why is Brian Blessed your hero,
Hugh? Brian Blessed. When did Brian Blessed become my hero, Grimmeth?
Whenever I learned that he was your hero.
Yeah, I give it. Don't get me wrong. Brian Blessed's like one of my.
Are you gay?
No. Right. Brian Blessed's like. If you don't know Brian Blessed, just go YouTube search Brian Blessed, and for the love of God, I must warn you to turn down my speakers. Or go onto his TV tropes page, and then look for his real TV tropes page.
Anthony Hopkins.
Because you'll know because it has giant text for the real version. The real reason that this Brian Blessed stuff happens is because Grimmeth is obsessed with Brian Blessed.
That's not the real reason why he's your hero. It has nothing to do with me.
He's not my hero. You put that in the tags for that video.
Are you saying something wrong about? Oh my God, that's terrible. Hey, Huw, did you hear that? Gordon's alive.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Now, someone had asked me, whose name I have forgotten,
everything.
Because I didn't even write the question down, but I just remembered it. And since I thought about stupid things that you and I have said to each other, I go back to the Star Zoo video, and someone asked, "How is the tank suit made out of Goku?"
If I had to answer that, I'd have to kill. No, that's a really obvious thing. Sorry, I'll try to make something a bit more original than that.
Thanks, Liam Neeson.
I really hate people who just use that line. If I told you, I'd have to kill you. Seriously? Seriously? Is that the best you? No. Okay.
Well, what if it's true? What if it is the best you can do because it's a true statement?
Yeah, you're made out of Goku because everyone in Star Zoo is about 2.5 inches high. So, of course you make a battle suit out of Goku, because you're just using Goku's corpse. Then you're fitting robot legs, robot power to it, and energizing the body. And so then you're wait, with 2 giant levers.
Goku's dead? Spoilers!
Goku is dead. He got eaten by Cell.
Then how can we be using his corpse to make miniature tank suits?
We killed Cell and ripped out the corpse. Besides, I should also point out this. To the guy who said it wasn't Goku who destroyed the moon, it was Piccolo. I know.
Huw begs to differ too, by the way, because he is the moon.
No, I was the moon. I was destroyed by Goku. No, I haven't seen Dragon Ball Z in so many years now. I just go watch it, and that they've been making that amendment to it. The shortened version.
Yeah,
Dragon
it's
Ball
not
Kai.
exciting. I think it really takes a whole lot of the original like anime series to not have 3 episodes of.
Ah! Meanwhile, Bulma cooks a delicious cake.
See,
Ah!
let me
Krillin
stand
has an
in front
interesting
of
conversation.
Frieza for 3 episodes,
Ah!
extend my hands into the air, and have him wonder what I'm doing.
Ah! Yes, that Dragon Ball Kai. It just because the guy who wrote the manga wrote it extremely slowly, so like every month there was like every 2 weeks there
See,
was a
I
new
guess they're
book,
trying to
and
make
they're
it more
releasing.
accessible to like kids, but I mean, it seems like it was pretty accessible to kids back in the day. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's more accessible to kids now because I would prefer the kids to be able to get the Cell Saga before they're my age.
See,
So,
I've watched the entire series multiple times, and I've seen
good
most of the
God.
movies.
Ooh.
It's actually something I enjoy, even though, in my older years now, it's just something that I end up, I make fun of it instead, but I still do enjoy the basic theme of it. Although it gets a
It's
little
very silly.
tiring.
I'm on fire in my
Defeating
lasers.
a sandwich only makes it tastier.
Tasty.
Okay, that was fun. Did you hear that? Gordon's alive! Okay.
Okay.
There are thousands of Let's Players unleashing more videos on the internet than anyone can humanly watch. So who are you currently watching, Hugh? Anyone you'd like to plug?
Do you want? Can I talk about Let's Plays or can I talk about who's on my subscription box in general?
You can talk about either, whatever you want.
Okay. Um. Now I'll go through the obvious ones. Yes, I am subscribed to Grimmeth, obviously.
What?
Um. Because yeah, if you're not,
You're like
if
one
it
of my
really hurts.
first 7 subscriptions, I think.
Yeah, I think you and Jeff made a series of videos, and I subscribed to you pretty much then. Or Jeff. Oh, no, Jeff linked to you. Jeff linked to you. That's it. Because back then I was just a big Jeff fanboy. So
It was
anyway,
if
currently,
it did, then it was probably from 78641.
that might well be it. Yeah.
Because I was the time genie in that one, and I was the
Oh
Russian
yeah.
video programmer. I create video games.
No, it was before that.
That was the first thing that Jeff and I did together. That was like in early
I can't
April,
remember.
so
I know Jeff linked to you once on his channel or something that I went over
maybe
there.
I was on his. Maybe you saw me on his YouTube Let's Player sidebar.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, so people are actually, as I've already mentioned, Darkside Phil. Now, I wouldn't recommend people go pick up Darkside Phil unless you're able to get past the guy who does the videos, because sometimes he's a complete moron. Most of the time he's bearable, and sometimes he's pretty funny. There are some people like that in the world, There's some people you have to roll a dice whether they're going to produce a good video or not, but he's one of them. I'm also subscribed to a few fighting game people, which most people you wouldn't be interested in. That's not being a hipster. This isn't a fighting game podcast. If I just throw out the names, Cross Counter, Desks videos, that kind of stuff. I'm also subscribed to who else am I on here? Let's look. Plump's on my list. Plump makes. I'm sure most people who what this thinks is video at least know of Plump. He's probably one of the more solid Let's Players out there. But he does have a tendency of making them
Solid,
ridiculously
so he
long.
has a high quantity of mass. Is that what you're trying to say?
No. A solid Let's Player means you're going to get good quality videos no matter what you watch, as long as you like the footage in question, the video. Plump's great, but I haven't watched a lot of his Star Ocean. I love Star Ocean 3, but I've already played it myself. But watching Plump's Dwarf Fortress, especially his Space Station 13 videos, because he plays that game as an effective expert, he's a really great Let's Player. He does a style which is completely opposite to me. He has a style which is opposite to you, pretty much to you, Grimmeth, to like Jeff, in that he doesn't make jokes. He doesn't go nuts sometimes or make all that or instead he just plays it calm, and I really respect that. He's fun to watch. He's one of these sort of, I'd almost call him a 3 a.m. Let's Players. And if you're tired and you just want to watch a video for 30 minutes, plump.
See, if there's
Definitely
anything
plump.
I'd say about him is that if anything, he's just unintentionally funny. Like whenever he's just normally talking, some of the things that he says just end up being inordinately
Yeah.
hilarious.
And the beautiful thing is he lets his videos speak for themselves quite often. Um, and in Space Station 13 especially, which I regard as his best series, um, you have to let the videos speak for themselves because the beauty of Space Station 13, I'd recommend anyone go look at it if you don't know what this game is. The beauty of that game is it's a lot of Dwarf Fortress in every single time you play it. It is completely different and crazy stuff happens. Unless the admins are abusing the game, in which case that sucks. Other than that, I'm subscribed to Paradox in LP because he plays a lot of Paradox games, which I don't
And
particularly.
you didn't know he was a member of the Voltron Army until
Yeah,
recently.
yes. So I felt really guilty because I said on TeamSpeak, "Oh, I think I'm the only guy who's putting out decent quality EU free footage on YouTube because I've seen some of the other YouTube free footage on YouTube, and it's not from the ones which are highly viewed. They've not been the highest quality until hey, Paradoxian does this stuff, you idiots, and I discovered, hey, she doesn't. Yeah, he's
See, there I
great. He
swoop
knows all about
in.
games. Yeah, it's just yeah. I need to go find his Twitch. What does he stream on Twitch? Or does he stream on
I don't
somewhere else?
remember you.
Yeah, I'll go look up. I'm also subscribed to Jeff. Obviously, Jeff on my list. Jeff is Jeff. I really wish he'd play games I liked more. He has the same problem with my video. He has the same problem with my
So the
videos that I
anyone
have with
you'd
his.
like to plug question pretty much encompasses everyone. Okay.
Yes. um, I've got SKS and Griffin on here too.
You already mentioned me.
Extra credits as well. Extra credits is a really EXTRACREDITZ. If you want to watch an intelligent games topic videos every week, check them out. Fantastic videos. Used to be on Escapist magazine, now they're on Penny Arcade. Other than that, that's pretty much it. I don't have a huge list of people on YouTube, but the people I view.
But now that you've run through the entire list, okay.
Yeah. I don't have a massive. It's like I've got like 20 people. Most of these are like 1 or 2 videos a month people. And yeah, so I just wish Jeff would play game. When Jeff plays a game, I enjoy watching Jeff play, like Dwarf Fortress or a game. He's great, he's fantastic, but I think I prefer it if he was playing games which I enjoyed watching a bit more because I don't really enjoy Assassin's Creed.
Of course you
watching
would.
It let's play.
Of course you would prefer him doing that. You would prefer that for anybody.
Yeah. Well,
Grimace, why you play stupid Japanese game? Just like that.
Yeah.
I have those moments with people. Everyone who watches videos should have those moments.
I'd watch all of Jess. I don't know. I don't spend a great deal of time watching YouTube videos. I spend loads of time watching Twitch streams.
That's right. You power game your fighting skill. Must be better.
Yeah. Jeff plays a lot of Assassin's Creed. I didn't really get into that Let's Play. I was not saying anything wrong with the Let's Play. I just didn't get into it because I wasn't really.
I asked you if there's anyone you'd like to plug you.
Okay,
and who are you currently watching? I'm not sure whether you answered that.
All right. 3 people I can plug. I definitely plug Plum. I would definitely. God, I'd plug Plum. People should watch more Plum's videos. He's amazing.
I think you plugged everyone that you just mentioned to you. I think we've got it covered.
Are we good?
Yes.
We're good.
I guess finally, do you have a question that you'd like to ask me?
What kind of a question is that?
All right, there we go. That's it, folks. Hope you all enjoyed the Voltron Army podcast. This was just a one-shot affair that I felt like doing. It was actually an idea I had yesterday, and I was like, would you mind joining me? I'll interview you. And he was like, sure, it's a great idea. I have nothing to do. Certainly not make Let's Play videos.
Yes. Hey, all right. I'll go and release the EU3 video right now. Right now on podcast, I'll go release it. Watch.
Oh my goodness, everyone! You're hearing it here live.
Not live. Well, I guess live. Let's see. Let's play EU3 Tuscany Part 3.
Did you figure out what was causing that camera issue? Like you were having the black bars on your last EU3
I think
video.
that was an encoding problem. I think it's not a big issue. I released this video at the same time I was doing a podcast with Grim Grams. We have Grimgrams. I won't even give you a link to your channel now, Will.
Say, at least you didn't call me Grimmeth R. Oh my god. Just because that's my YouTube name doesn't mean that everyone needs to call me that.
We haven't really talked about the collaboration stuff, have we? I mean, I've done a few videos of you.
Yeah, somebody did ask me, I forgot, what your favorite video that you did with me was.
I think the Discworld Noir videos.
The time we
But
spent
only
together
be-
doing Discworld Noir.
Yeah, because you didn't have any experience with that game, whereas we both had experience doing Stardew.
She ate Luton's face, dude.
She ate
Nom nom.
And I can't even say the next lines to that because that'll be a spoiler. Go watch that. I'd be plugging my own videos to say it, but sod it. I'd highly recommend going watch those Discworld Noir videos. I love that game. One of the reasons why I've not done as many videos as I'd like is because I only started Let's Playing to play Discworld Noir.
And it took you a very long time to do that.
It took me a very long time. For a game which can be completed in about 10 minutes, if you just skip all the dialogue, well, not 10 minutes, it's 20 minutes, and just skip the cutscenes and dialogues, there's no real gameplay in that other than the puzzle stuff. Yeah, it took me a bit too long, I think. So,
you started that in 2010, like what, the middle of 2010? And
yep. I was doing Discworld Noir for pretty much as long as the VA was around. I think that's about accurate.
Well, you finished it a little time ago, and the VA's still around, so obviously the VA outlasted your Discworld Noir Let's Play.
Well, not that. Yes.
What are you gonna try to do to argue with that?
I'll just release this video. Dum.
All right, everyone. I think that takes care of that. Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised this thing dragged on as long as it did. Whenever it has Huw Dawson in it.
Yeah. I apologize at the beginning. I'll be a bit rambly. I was a bit rambly. Sorry.
There's no. I told you you're not Canadian. Quit apologizing.
I'm British. We also apologize for everything. Canadians are British. Are basically British people too in a lot of ways.
All right, everyone.
Importantly
I
different
hope
in a
you
few ways as
all
well.
enjoyed the.
Have the same trait in that regard, except we have worse teeth. I'm sorry, Canadians. I probably horrendously offended you. Please forgive me. Anyway. Okay, guys, that's the end of the recording. So I hope you all enjoyed our discussions. Me and my guest, Grimmeth, and the next episode of the Huw Podcast with Voltron Army.
Yeah, who are you going to be interviewing next, Huw?
I might as well interview that dashing rogue Huw Dawson.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Goodbye, everyone.
Into the future.